Good morning, everyone. Let us get started. So I'm sharing the screen. I hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So thanks for those who has completed the yesterday work. So yesterday I have asked you guys to write a program to remove. We have written one remove method. So using the remove method, you can remove at any position. So the code that I have written in the class is to remove between the element that is present after the first node or before the last node. So there may be a possibility that the given node is present at last node or the given node can be present at first node. So I see some of you guys have responded. Thank you guys for those who are writing the code. And while writing the code, do you face any difficulty? The one who responded, guys.
No, sir.
And so you are not looked at the video, you have written the code on your own. Am I right?
Yes, by visualizing and doing manual debugging.
Yeah. And you're not butifying the code also, correct?
Yes.
So because the same thing we used to write in our engineering also, but there at that time we used to butify the code, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but now that is not needed. So that is the reason I'm telling. So if you remember the concept, easily you can write. It may take maybe half an hour or 15 minutes, but still you will write, right? So now for those who did not get a time to practice, even if you're not getting everyday time, take your time on the weekend and then practice, guys. Okay. Now let us look at. Now if I try to take this scenario, now I have so in this scenario, if I debug it, my head is 10. 10 dot next. Is it equal to null? No. And what is the node? I'm checking temp.data. 10 equal to 40? No. It will go to 20. 20 dot next null? No. 20 equal to 40? No. It will go to 30. 30 dot next null? No. 30 equal to 40? No. It will go to next 40. 40 dot next is null. So that means it will come out of the loop. So here 40 dot data equal to 40. 40 equal to 40, this will be true. But 40 dot next is null. So it will not enter the loop. So that means I need to write this similar condition over outside of the while loop. Now let us write. If I write like this, so currently whenever the loop breaks, what is the temp variable is holding?
40.
So 40 dot data equal to 40, is it true?
Yes.
Now, whenever it is holding the next, see here, do you see any next address for 40? Do you have any next?
No.
Now 40 dot next is currently holding null. So what you need to do? 30 dot next, you need to make it to null, correct? So that you are removing this link, correct? Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
So in order to do that, so I don't need to take the see this line is not needed, correct? Because previous dot next equal to next address. This line is also not needed. When these lines are needed, when there is a next node after the 40, correct? Now I'll just say temp dot next equal to null. And if I want, I can do one more thing, temp equal to null, correct? See, temp dot next equal to null means, see 40 dot, sorry, not temp, it's a previous, my mistake. See, when currently, whenever the loop is breaking, so what is the value that temp variable is holding?
40.
So whenever that means the 40 is the last element. Now what I need to do, I have to remove this 40, correct? So next, whenever I remove this 40, what should I do? Can I say between 30 and 40, there is a link, correct? This link. Can I say I have to get rid of this link?
Yes.
Now that means 30 dot next equal to null I should do, correct? Here I have to write 30 dot next equal to null. Now in this whole example, which variable is holding 30?
Previous.
So can I say previous 30 can be replaced with previous dot next equal to null, so that this is gone, correct? So after the 30, what is that? Null. So whenever you add next element, where it will be added? After 30, it will be added. But still 40 is there. So I have what I'm doing, temp equal to null. So that this will be garbage collected later point of time. Hope you understand, guys. So now whatever the record that I want to delete, that is at last position. Any questions? Now let us take the element that you want to delete it before the in the first element itself. Okay. Now is the head null? No. Head dot next. Is it null in this scenario? Currently temp is holding 40. 40 dot next. Is it null? No. Now 40 dot data equal to 40. Is it true? Yes. Then so that means here in your code, what are you doing? You are taking the next address, correct? The tempo dot next is nothing but next. But here, can I say it will give you the what error? Null pointer exception. Am I right?
Yes.
So that means before writing this loop, I have to check if
Previous not null.
yeah, no, it is not needed. If see, I can directly write the code here itself, correct? See, if the head dot data, head not equal to null, head dot data equal to dot equals obj. That means what is the meaning? If the head dot data equals to obj means whatever the element that you are trying to find, it is present in the head node itself, correct? So whenever the head node itself, if the element is present, after you remove this element, which element becomes head? Can I say 10 will become the head, correct? Now how do you get this 10? Head dot next equal to custom node temp head equal to, okay, and then head dot next equal to null. Now head equal to temp head. That's it. And then I will do return. Now let me tell you guys, for those who did not understand, don't worry, I'll explain. Now let me write 77 in the same. So if you look at this, guys, what is the scenario that I have taken? 40, 10, 20, 30. So whenever I'm deleting a node, that node can be present in last position, middle position. When I say between last and first, or it can be first present in the first position. Now in this scenario, can I say I want to delete an element which is present at starting? Am I right? Now whenever currently head is holding this element. Now if I want to delete this, can I say I am deleting a head only? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now whenever I try to delete a head, see, for example, you tell me if I want to insert an element before, see, currently this is head. Now we have seen earlier, write a program to insert an element before the head. What you have done at that time? I want you to write a program to insert a node before the head. So current my linked list is 40, 10, 20, 30. Now I want you to write a program to insert 25 before 40, which is a head. So at this time, what you have done? Tell me from the diagrammatic perspective.
We will assign the first node as head.
Okay, yeah. Before that, can I say
And
25 dot next currently null? So that you will put it to 40, correct? Now after that, head equal to 25 you will do, correct?
Yeah.
Now here 25 dot next equal to 40 address. How do you get the 40 address? 40 address is nothing but head only, correct? Currently head is holding, okay?
Yep.
Now 25 is nothing but CL, correct? New node. And then it will be creating a link like this, and then you are doing, correct? So this is you're adding a node before the head. Now let us go to the deletion part. Now whenever I'm trying to delete an element, I will pass a remove method. So we are trying to talk about the remove method, which takes an object. So whenever you're passing an object, that object can be present at any location. Now the example that we took it, the object is presented the head itself. Now that means, can I say you are removing a head? Yes or no? If I am deleting, remove, in this example, if I am removing, remove 40, what does it mean? Which element you are removing?
Head.
Head. So now whenever I'm removing the head, what happens? In the array list, whenever you're deleting a 0th element, can I say first element will come into the 0th position? Correct? Left shift operation will happen. Am I right?
Yes.
Same thing. If you want to delete this, what is the next element? 10. Can I say this should become a head? Correct?
Yes.
Now, in order to do this, now let us see. See here, you are deleting this node first. So if you are deleting means first what you need to do? Can you say I have to break this relation, this pointer? Now how do I do it? 40.next equal to null. If I do it, the link is gone. But before, see, and then I have to make 10 as a head, correct? But how do I get the 10 address? Before making it to null, can I say 40.next equal to next node? So I have to take correct next node. I have to take, see, that means before making it as null, whatever, see, I see, why am I taking this address is after deleting this 40 node, 10 node will become a head. But how do I get the 10 node address? Because 10 node address is stored in this position. So before making it to null, 40.next I am taking into one temp variable. That is nothing but next node. Done. After that 40.next equal to null. That means I have done. So now can I say these two are isolated? Yes. Now what should I do? I have to point head to the 10. That means head equal to 10. So how do I get 10? Can I say next node, this one? 40.next is nothing but this 10 node. That is nothing but this next node. And what is the 40 variable? Can I say head? Yes or no? Now in this way, from the linked list, this link is removed. Hope you understand, guys. Any questions? So that is what I have written here. Now, see, whenever the head.data equals to object, so I'm taking custom temp head, head.next equal to temp head. Now head.next equal to null, head equal to temp head. And then see, do I need to continue the logic? No, I have to return. So I am returning. Hope you guys understand. Any questions?
No.
Yeah. Guys,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
be
clear, but
yeah.
we have an assumption here. We are doing only on the first occurrence of the replace, right? We
So
don't need to care about.
see here, yesterday we have seen this, correct? So if in this scenario where the 40 element is present,
yeah,
it
but if
can
40
be
is duplicated, we will not continue. We will break and come out, right?
yes, at any time. If you what does the array list remove method is doing? It will delete the first occurrence only, correct?
Yeah.
So here where is your first occurrence of 40 is present? Between the first element and last element, correct? Now, for example, in the second scenario where the first occurrence of 40 is present, at the last position. Now in the last scenario where the first occurrence of 40 is present, first. That means all this method will take, see, if whatever the object that you are giving, this loop, this if block will take care that the element can be present in a starting position, correct? See, this will take care the element can be present in a middle position.
Yeah.
This will take care of the element can be present in a last position. And see, for example, if here you are saying that here also 40 can be present, correct? But in this example, which one you are worried, which position that method is going to remove? Can I say first occurrence only?
The first occurrence will be.
And then will it continue the logic? No, I am returning, correct?
Yeah.
So that means, is it behaving similar to the array list remove method?
It behaves similar to the array list, but the input, whatever we are putting a constraint here is, we are removing the first element, similar to array list, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem statement. Yeah.
Yeah. But you see, if they are asking you to remove the last, that also we can do, correct? See, what you need to do, you just need to, for example, say whenever I'm at head position, I do not know whether there is an element present or not, correct? Next, see, 40, 10, again 40 may be present or may not be present, correct? How do you know? Can we keep a Boolean flag? Boolean flag equal to false. Now, whenever I found this element, before deleting, can I say I will make the flag equal to true, correct? And whenever you see, after completion of entire logic, after completion of this, when at this point of time, if the flag, see, whenever you find the element, there itself you can delete, correct? After while loop and if loop, you are not find, still the element is false only. Then there is no element is present. If it is true, then you can continue, correct? So I mean, we just need to play with the variables.
I think with the flag, we can control even which nth element it can be deleted also, not the second or first or last.
Yeah, you can delete any, like
we can
whatever
have a
they ask
counter
you.
and we can have a counter to check if that is the occurrence, then delete it or else continue or break or whatever.
Yeah. So for example, in the interview, that kind of a question will be asked. See, with this class, whatever I explained, because see, even if I explain 1,000 problems, do you agree with me that they might ask you 1,001 problem also?
Correct, exactly. See, we all need to visualize that and think and then understand the problem and implement.
Yeah. So my way of what my expectation is, I will explain something. You don't need to buttify the code. You just need to remember the concept and write the code. And then, then what you need to do with the intelligence that you have, you just try put some solutions, some questions or something, so that interviewer will think that, see, if you are in a position to interview, what do you think? Hey, this person knows linked list and he is not buttified the code. So it may take 1 hour time or 2 hours time, or with the simple help of Google or something, correct? And then you will get the work done, correct? You are not giving up. That is the main thing that is needed whenever you're going for an interview. Mainly product-based companies. In the product-based companies, you have the time, but you have to provide the best solution, which does not take time, which will work all the scenarios, etc. Right? So that is the intention of my teaching. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Since you had the initial reference 10, 20, it was easy to visualize and replace 10 with the 20 next, something like that. So thanks. It was, I mean, we are visualizing the way, and I think with this approach, anybody can attend any complex problem.
Yeah. So any linked list problem, at least you have a basic. See, maximum whatever the data structure you take, what might questions they'll ask you: how to add, how to traverse, how to remove, how to get. And they might be asking what is the contains, what is the gets. These are the questions. But if you know how to construct a data structure, see, you know how to construct a array list custom, you know how to construct a linked list. So answering those questions will be easy. Okay. You just need to practice. The new question that you get, you just need to practice it.
What is the custom? Sorry, what is it? Is there a double linked list in Java similar to C++? I mean,
or we have double linked list. Yeah, we have to. There is a double linked list also in Java. You see, we have a linked list, right? It uses the same one more pointer. It's the same double linked list.
Oh, the name itself double linked list. Okay.
Sorry. Okay, it is used, double linked list is used in the what you call linked hash map, not directly. Linked hash map, linked hash map directly uses the double linked list.
Okay.
I will come to that double linked list later.
Okay.
Any other questions, anyone? Any other questions? Okay. So if no, let's continue, guys. So now I'll tell you one easiest way of adding. See, if you look at our insert method, what does the insert method is doing? If I have 1,000 nodes, okay. Now I have already 1,000 nodes in linked list like this. So I assume that there are 1,000 nodes. If I'm trying to insert 1,001 node, not this one. So 1,001 node I'm trying to insert. What my insert method of a linked list is doing? Can I say it is iterating 1,000 nodes and 1,001 node? Whenever the node dot next is null, it is inserting. Am I right?
It goes to the end and inserts.
Yeah. So is it ever time taking?
Yep.
Yeah. So now let us try. There is one more solution also for this. See, with this solution, what you got to know? you know how to traverse over a linked list, correct? How to iterate over a linked list or how to traverse over a linked list. Because if it is a normal array list, you are using a for loop. But here, will the simple for loop will work? No, you have to write temp equal to temp.next not equal to null, temp equal to temp.next, like that. If you do not write, will it repeat? No, correct? The predefined data structure will repeat, but your in the array list, the internal data structure is array. How to traverse over array? You just need to array dot length I equal to 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus. Automatically it gets repeated. But in the linked list, will that happen? If you do not assign like this line number 39, if you do not write, what happens? If I'm not writing, so infinite loop, it will go into a infinite loop, correct? That means with this code, whatever we have written, you got to know, you are well versed on how to iterate over a linked list. Okay. Now let me tell you one more easiest solution. Now, see, head is what is the head? Head is holding to the first position. Now, what my solution, the easiest solution to in the insert method is like this. Now, first time, whenever the head is null, what does it mean? Head equal to null. What does it mean?
Empty collection.
That means there is no data in the linked list as of now. They did not call the insert method. Now, first time I'm creating one insert method, one calling the insert method. So it will create an object done. Okay. Now, what are you doing whenever you are creating an object? You are checking if the head equal to null. Then this element, you are making it as a head, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, once you made it as a head, next time, next time you're doing again head not equal to null, then taking the address. Now, that means you are creating a one pointer called head. This is always points to first node. Am I right? Head will always point to first node, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now head will always point to first node. Now, what I will do is I will create one more pointer called read. Similar to the head at class level, I will create one more pointer to called rear. Rear pointer, last pointer, whatever you call. You can call it as a rear pointer or last. See, in Java, there is no pointer, but I'm just, in order to explain, I'm using a pointer word. It is not a concept of Java, because in Java, we do not have pointers. I'm just explaining the English key. I'm just using an English keyword called pointer to explain. Now, whenever you are adding a first node, your head is pointing into the first node. Similarly, I will point this rear also first node. Okay. Now, next time whenever I'm adding a element, I will check if head equal to null. If the head is null, what am I doing? Head equal to CL. Now, can I say in the else block only we are writing the while block, correct? We are writing while loop in the else block. This is now, correct? Everyone agrees with me? Whenever I'm trying to insert a second element, then only it will go to the else block and while statement. Done. Now, instead of writing a while statement, what I'm doing is, say I have similar to the head. See, in the class level, you have created custom node head equal to null. Now, custom node, I will create one more pointer called rear, or you can call it as a last also. Okay. Rear window. What does the meaning of rear window? It's like backside window or something, correct? Now, I'm just creating one variable called rear, or you can call it as a last. Let me make it as a last. Okay. Now, so whenever I'm doing this, whenever I'm adding the first node, I'm assigning to head equal to CL, I will do last equal to CL. That means, can I say the head pointer, last pointer, both are pointing into my first node? Yes. Second time, let me add CL dot add 20. Whenever I'm adding the second node, first what happens? Internally, it will create a node. Done. Now you need to create a link. In order to create a link between first and second node in the else block, I am writing a while loop. Now I will not write a while loop. What I will check is now last dot next equal to CL. So what is the last variable that is holding currently? CL only, correct? CL dot next, last is holding CL dot next equal to, say last dot next equal to CL. Can I say I have created a link? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, after that, see here, or else what, let me tell you, instead of last dot next. So generally, whenever you're adding a second node, what do? What is the element for 10 dot next equal to 20? This is what you will write. Am I right? In order to create a link between 10 and 20, 10 dot next equal to 20, you will write. So
Yes.
now I have to replace this 10 and 20 values. What is the variable that is holding 20? Can I set CL? CL is nothing but first, whenever you are calling an insert method, you will create an object, correct? So that is nothing but CL. Done. Now, which variable is holding 10? Head is holding, last is also holding. Earlier you have used head, now I will not use head. Now I will use last. Now can I say last? Yes. So last dot next equal to CL means I created a link. Now, see generally what is the meaning of last? You tell me.
Last.
I have 10 elements. Okay, I have in a queue, 10 people are standing. How can I know last member? Can I say 10th member will be the last element, last person?
Yes.
So that means last is pointing it to the end of the row, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now similarly, now what I will do, see currently whenever I start the logic, whenever I have only first element, see when I have only one element, how can you tell me what is the last and what is the first? The same element becomes a first element, the same element becomes a last element, correct? That's the reason I have added both the pointers. Now, whenever I'm adding the second node, you created a link. After creating a link, you tell me in this example, what is the first node? What is the last node? What is the first node? I have two nodes, 10 and 20. Which is inserted first? Which is inserted last?
10 is inserted.
First. And 20 is?
Last.
Currently, if I have two elements, only what is the last element? Second element only. Now, can I say my last will be, as the meaning suggests, last means it should point it to 20, correct? Now can I say, I have to make last equal to 20, correct? Now, by writing this line, what am I doing? I'm reassigning this value from here to here, correct? Now, last equal to 20 means last equal to CL. Now, next time I will say CL dot add 30. Same code. Let us check whether this same code will work or not. Now, first I will create 30 node. Done. Is the head is null? No. What is? I will go to the else part. In the else part, what is the variable that is holding currently holding last? Which variable is holding last?
20.
Now, what do you need to do? Generally, you write 20 dot next equal to 30, correct? Now, 30 is nothing but CL. I have written. So, what is the variable that is holding last? 20. So, can I say this 20 replaced with last not next equal to CL? Correct? Done. Are you iterating here? No. And then what are you changing? Last. That means, what am I doing, guys? Whenever I'm adding a element, I'm reassigning, I'm holding what is the last added element, so that I don't need to reiterate over the entire linked list, correct? I don't need to check what is the last element. So I'm creating one pointer, last element pointer. So the last element will be pointing into the last position, last added element in the linked list. So that whenever I add an element, directly I can go and add it. Now, whenever I say CL dot add 40, now is the head is null? No. Now, earlier what you used to do, whenever you are adding fourth element, you are always starting your logic with the first element. Head dot next, is it null? No. You will go to 20 dot next, is it null? No. You will go to 30 dot next, is it null? Yes. You are finding out a element where the node dot next is null. But in this example, in this new way of writing a code, first I will create a 40. Then what I also have one extra pointer called last. Now what, so I don't need to iterate it. Last dot next is always null because I'm pointing this last node to the latest added node. Last dot next equal to CL. That means, can I say I'm creating a link? Yes. Now after creating a link, in these four elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, currently last is holding 30 element. First, I'm creating a link whenever I'm adding a node. Last dot next equal to CL. Done. Now, 10, 20, 30, 40. In these 4 elements, which is the first inserted element?
10,
And what is the last inserted element?
30.
Now, after adding 40. 40 will be the last element, correct? That means,
Yes.
can I say I have to modify this last pointer to this one, correct?
Yes.
So how do I do? Last equal to CL. CL is nothing but 40 only, correct?
Yes.
So that means in this way, what am I doing? Whenever I'm adding a node, that node I am making it as a, I am assigning that node to a last pointer. So now in this example, what I have one pointer called head. Head will always point to the first node, and last element will be pointing it to the last node. So last node dot next will be anyways null. So do I need to iterate here? If I am using this way, do I need to iterate over the do I need to use the while loop in the else block?
No, not needed.
So can I say I am reducing the performance?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is a best way of writing it. Again, like this is a different way of writing a code, guys. Any questions?
So we no need to start every time from head. Like in the
Yes.
else block.
Yes.
Directly we have variable last that will point to last element. So we can just
So
reassign.
yes, that last you need to, whenever you add a new element, you need to reassign, you need to modify the last element as a newly added element. Then only it will work.
So this pattern can be applied wherever we are iterating with the null, right? If you have an attribute like last and assign this condition, these 2 lines, if I put in else block, wherever we had the while loop can be replaced with these 2 lines. If
Yes.
I have that.
You have to assign this one also first. Whenever you are making the first element as a head, whenever you are adding the head equal to CL, there you have to make this last equal to CL also. That means whenever for the first time, whenever you are adding, that element is itself is the first element and last element. So you are pointing it to that. Later point of time, whenever you are adding a new element, that new element you are making it as a last. That means it is as simple as that. You have a different pointers to come from starting to come from back also, correct? That's the thing. Yeah. Hope you understand, guys.
Yes. So is this maintaining in the JDK, that API, Java API? This
yes, it will be using similar like this only. If you look at the add method of a linked list, they don't write a while loop. They'll do a last dot next equal to CL, something like that. But why did I explain that? You need to know traversing, correct? So that means first of all, if I explain you the worst way, you will get to know what is the worst. Then you can improve it, right? So that's the reason first I explained with a while loop. So if I explain while loop, I will know how to how to insert, how to iterate, how to print, how to remove everything, correct? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
So I'm not writing this code. I'll share this OneNote with you guys. You look at this diagram and then write this code. Okay. Now, apart from this, since you already learned some of the data structures, I'll give you one. See, there is one more question. Someone asked me in the demo classes is, given a scenario, how do I know what kind of a data structure I should use? Correct. I will see there is some scenario, there is some requirement has come to you in your project. Now, how do you decide what kind of a data structure you will use? Correct. Now, let me tell you one example. Now, most frequently, you will apply for the jobs, correct? So whenever you are applying for a job, what information they'll ask you? You are opening for for example, Google website, Google Careers or Accenture Careers, and you are trying to fill there is one job opening. You wanted to apply for that. What they will ask you first? Can I say personal information?
Yeah.
Okay. After that, can I say educational?
Education, yeah. Then experience.
Then prior experience, correct? And then something. I assume that these are some information they'll ask you. Now, for example, once you selected for the job, you will on the same once you selected for the job, you will get some link to upload the documents. In that link, all this your information will be shown, correct? Yes or no? Automatically, whatever you have submitted previously, that information will be shown, and they'll ask you to submit some prior experience documents, etc. Correct? So whenever you're applying for a job, do you submit the experience letter? Or after you selected for the job, you will submit experience letter? Assume that, yeah, you have 10 years of experience. 3 years you worked in one organization, like let us take TCS. And from 5 years you worked in Wipro. And 2 years you worked in some open text. Okay. Now, whenever you are applying for something called like Accenture, you are applying the job for Accenture. Now the Accenture people are asking, what is your personal information, educational information, prior experience? Okay. Now, at this point, whenever you are applying for Accenture, at the end, after providing all this, you will submit a resume. Okay. You will upload the resume. But do you upload all these previous experience letters whenever you are applying for a job? No.
After selection only.
Yeah. After selection, you will be, see, whatever they will give you one link, correct? If you click on this link, can I say all your information, whatever you have submitted will be shown, correct? You don't need to enter again. And you just need to submit your experience letters or your Aadhaar card, PAN card, etc. Am I right? So that they will verify you, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, let us take, this is a scenario. Now, for example, this is an individual person. For example, I want to say admin, as an admin or some, in the Accenture, there is one person like, I would say recruiting head. Recruiting head is there. So here for this recruiting head, he can see all, there are around 10 people are applying for, 10 people are applying for this job. Around 7 people got the job. Okay. Now, can I say recruiting head can see all the 10 people data or 7 people data? He should be able to see 10 people data, correct? Whoever applied for this specific position. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in this scenario, recruiting head will select, see, there will be some web page. In that, he will select job. He's selecting this job, whatever you are applying. The job code is, for example, 1234. So he is selecting the job code as 1234. Okay. And then after you selecting, whenever you click on search, what the recruiting head should see? He should see one drop down, correct? In this drop down, all these 10 people's name should show, correct? People name will be shown. Am I right? Generally, if you think. Now, for example, if Karthik is the first person selected. Now, from this drop down, it will show 10 people. Now, if I select, if the recruiting head is selecting Karthik, now I want to display all the Karthik information like personal information, educational information, prior experience. Now, this is the use case. Now, I will tell you this personal information is stored in, there is one table called personal. Okay. Now, educational information is stored in education. And experience information is stored in experience. So these are the different database tables that are storing the data. Now, generally, what do? You will write one query, correct? Select star from, you will use the join, like all these tables will be having some common column like application number or some referral ID, something will be there, common. And you will write a query. This query is giving you personal information and educational information and experience information. Okay. This query is giving you this information. Now, write a data structure to how can I store this information in a data structure. And then in a, whenever the recruiting is head wanted to display the information on the UI, how can I store? How can I show? So this is one use case. Can I say this kind of a use cases only will be there in your application, right? Maybe different, but net, this will be the entire end-to-end functionality. Now, if this is the information, this kind of requirement is coming to me, what are the different data structures I can use? You tell me. Or does anyone has any questions on this, first of all? Or do you understand, or shall I repeat?
Yes, can you please repeat once?
Okay. Now, see, do you understand the person is trying to apply for this job? The job code is 1234. Now, how many, whenever the Accenture open for one job, so how many people can apply? Any number. Am I right?
Correct. Correct.
Now, assume that 10 people has applied. So whenever they are applying, they'll provide the personal information, educational information, prior experience. Done. Now, in the Accenture, recruiting head is there. Now, can he see all the applications?
Yes.
For a specific post? Yes. So this is this is a job. See, in order to see, how can he see the information? Will he go to the database and see, or will he go to there is some HTML page or web application? In the web application.
Yeah.
In the web application, he will see, correct? So
yes.
Now he has to select the job ID, correct? First, there is a job ID column and he's selecting 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. And clicking on search. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, how many people applied in this example?
10.
10 people. Now, can I say 10 people name should be shown in one drop down? Drop down is nothing but one select box, correct? Done.
Yes.
For example, from this, one of the person name is Karthik. He will select Karthik. Immediately he can see what is the personal information, what is the educational information, what is the prior experience, correct?
Yes.
Now, if I change the name to Ajay or some Ganesh, then that person name should come, data should come, correct?
Correct.
Can I say this is one example that can happen in the real-time scenario?
Yes.
The use case will change, but flow will be the same, correct? Now,
yes.
Now in order to implement this, what I'm saying is whenever this person, 10 people are applying for the job, that information is stored. The personal information is stored in personal table. Educational information will be stored in educational table. Prior experience will be stored in experience table. Okay. Now, how do you do? First of all, if you want to show that information to a recruiting head, you need to write a query to the database. Am I right?
Correct. Yes.
You'll write some select star from some query. Okay. This query will give you the personal information, educational information, experience information. Correct?
Yes.
Now, I want to store this information into some data structure and send it to the UI. When I say UI in the sense HTML, correct? Then only in the HTML I can display. Now, I have to store this information in some data structure. What is the data structure I should use? You can use a combination also, right? Hash map with array list with hash map, linked list, copy and write array list, or anything. You can use it, correct? Now, I am asking can I say this is the right example to know what data structure, how can I use in this real-time scenario? How can I apply the data structure?
Yes.
You already know array list, you already know hash map, you already know hash set, you know linked list, you know copy and write array list, all this. Now, the problem is, but when it comes to the real-time scenario, how can you apply? That is a question many of you are having a problem, right? Now, in this example, how can you apply? You tell me.
So here we mostly retrieving the data.
Yes. Once you are retrieving a data, how do you do? So first, can I tell you one example so that you will try for remaining?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, so in this is a real-time scenario. So whenever you are coming for this experience, okay, is it can a person work in one organization or multiple organizations?
One only.
Like prior experience.
I mean, yeah. Yes.
Multiple organizations, correct? So during your application, you will enter one row for TCS, one row for Wipro, one row for OpenText, correct? That means, can I say how many records you are entering? For whenever someone is asking you what are the different companies you worked earlier in the last 10 years, you will enter 3 companies names, correct? That means in the experience table for this person, how many records are stored?
3 records.
3 records. Now, that means, so whenever you are querying this from the database, how many records you will get? 3 records in this example, correct?
Yes.
Now, what is the data structure in Java which can hold multiple records? can I say I have to use an array list? That
Yes.
means, can I say whenever I am iterating, see, this select star from query will give you how many records? 10 records. Can I say yes or no?
Yes.
So whenever you are selecting, whenever the user is clicking on search, you are executing this query. The recruiting head wants to see all the person names who are applied for this job. Now 10 people has applied. Now whenever I execute this select query, how many records I will get? 10. Can I say for I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, done. Out of this, my query will give you, for example, experience. I have come to the experience. Okay. Now, can I say experience will be inner loop? Correct.
Yes.
See, this is nothing but 10 persons. Correct. 10 persons.
Yeah.
Now each person can have multiple experiences. Correct. Yeah. Now can I say I will write for loop I equal to 0, j equal to 0, j less than experience dot length. Correct. I'm like experience dot length is nothing but that table. Okay. J plus plus. Now here can I say here I have to, in order to store this experience information, can I say I have to create an array list? Yeah. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now that array list should be created for each person. Correct. Now what I will do is here, inside this for loop, I will create list. I will create experience. What is this experience? Similar to the employee object, this is a custom object. Correct. In the experience, it will have company name, start date, end date, how many years. Correct. List experience, experience list equal to new array list. Am I right? Now and then exp list dot add ex of I or j. Correct. Now in this scenario, when, for example, I equal to 0, what is the person I got from the database? Karthik. So Karthik has three company experiences, but because I have worked in 3 companies. Now can I say this inner query will give me 3 records, and this will be added to the exp.list add. That means for Karthik, you have created one exp list. That is nothing but it is storing experience list. The record data is 3. Now, similarly, Karthik will also have educational information. Correct. Yes or no?
Yes.
Can I say that will be again like educational? How many will it be? A single record or multiple records in the database? Education, like 10th, intermediate,
Yeah.
degree,
Maybe.
MTech. Is it a multiple or single?
Multiple.
So that means, can I say again like that? You will write that query, select star from, by taking this ID, you will go to this table and you will write. So that means, can I say for k equal to 0, k less than education dot length. This is nothing but a query. Okay. K plus plus. Now, in order to, since it is a multiple records, can I also have to store all the data? Right. I'm using a list. Okay. Now education. Edu list. Okay. Now, can I say here edu list, I will add the data? Yes or no? That means
Yes.
I have added the experience list, edu list. Okay. Done. Can I say these 2 are different objects? Now this person has worked in like 10th, intermediate, engineering, and MTech. So that means the array list length is 4. Done. Now coming to the personal information, will it be a single record or multiple records? Personal information means name, mobile number, Aadhaar card number, or fax
Multiple.
number, email ID. Is it multiple? Think about it.
No, single.
Single, correct? Now, can I say that query, that also will put it in personal. Okay. I will put personal list dot add. Okay. Now, can I say I have all the personal list? Now, in this one, see, what is this? For Karthik, you are creating one personal list, one experience list, one education list. Correct. So, similarly, there will be next person who applied for the job is Akash. Okay. Now, similarly, Akash also will have the same list also. New list has to be created for Akash. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, can I say I have to link this list? How say can I say this list belongs to Karthik? Can I say I have to link?
Yes.
Then only I will see when they know if I link it, then only when the recruiting head is selecting the person name, I can display that information, correct?
Yes.
Now, in order to link it, what data structure you will use?
Maybe you can use map with
Yes. Now you understand, right? Now, in the when see that means you will create outer this for loop. What you will do? Map. What is the name? String. What
person
is the
name.
object? It can be. It's
List
an
of-
again. It's an array. Correct.
Yes.
Array. Now, in this array, what do you store? See, that means these are individual objects. This you will store it in. Again, what do you do here? AL after all these for loops are done. AL dot add education. Correct. AL dot add. Or else what you can do, you can use a hash map also internally. Okay, let me for timing AL dot add education list. That means this list is nothing but a list. It is taking a generic as a list. AL dot add exp AL dot add personal. Now this is an array list which is containing all this information. Now this one you need to put hash map dot. Let me put map dot put name comma
array list AL.
AL. Correct. Now whenever see here like this in the map, how many elements are there? See for map first person is Karthik.
10
For Karthik there is one list. Correct. Inside this what are there? Again 3 lists are there. Education list, experience list, personal list. Now similarly if it is a Akash, name is Akash. Again there is one list. In that education list, experience list, personal list. Correct. And personal list. Now whenever now here that means your what is the map size? Can you say 10? Yes. Now whenever the recruiting head is selecting the person name, what is the logic you need to do? This is the key. You will pass this key to your hash map object and then you will get an object. You will get the data. What is the data means? It's an array list. This array list is containing at 0th position educational information, at first position experience, at second position personal information. Can I say this is how you can write a data structure and display?
Yes.
I hope you guys understood. This is not the intent of the course, but I just wanted to explain. Does anyone has a question or you did not understand also? Let me know. I will explain again. Shravani, Satish, Rashid, Shiva, Kishore, Harish, Ganesh, Asif. Do you guys understand this example?
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, this is like how can I use a data structure? Now, I will write this example. So I have written this is in the OneNote, correct? Now, can you guys write a code? Now, instead of executing a query, assume that every person is having 2 educational records and 1 personal record and 3 prior experience record. Okay, that means you can hard code the data. See, you can hard code this length in the inner for loop. Total 10 people are applying for this job, and out of that, each person is having 1 personal record. Second person is having 1 educational record. Third person is having 1 prior experience record. Now write a program to create a data structure. Will you do? You don't need to display in a UI and all. You just prepare the data structure. Later, anyone can write the displaying code, correct? In this entire example, which is important, guys? Displaying the data or preparing the data structure or executing the query, which is important?
Preparing the data structure.
So can I say my data structure is nothing but here map. In the map, what is the generics? Key is a string. What is the value? Array list.
Array list.
Now, what does that array list is containing? It is that array list generics is containing again 1 more list, correct? At each position, at 0th position, one list is there. At one position, one list is there. At second position, another list is there. That position is containing the user-defined objects called experience, education, personal. Will you try this example? Yes. No? Yeah. Just try, give a try, guys. Whatever you can write, and then you will let me know the answer. Tomorrow, I will write the code for this. Okay. I will be writing, but whatever you understood it, just give a try. So this is the way you have to analyze what kind of a data structure you have to use. So that means you need to know whether will I have a multiple records, or do I need to do key and value pair, or do I need to do like multiple records are there? Do you need a unique record? If it is a unique record, or if you do not want to allow duplicates, then you have to go for a set. If you want to store just like the information, you don't need a mapping, then you go for list. If you want to need a mapping like this Karthik, this is the information, then you have to go for map. That is how you can decide the data structure. Okay, so just try this example and then come back to tomorrow. We'll try this, and then next, so we'll see some hacker rank questions on the linked list, and then we'll go to the next data structure called stack. Okay. Yeah.
So I have a question like, so the data structure, you said the terminology, I mean, so the array list and map and all, do we need to call it as a data structure approach, or
yes,
is there any?
Data structure is something, see, whenever you say what is a data structure, anything that is storing the data can be called as a data structure. See, generally, see here, we have a impression that linked list, stack, queue, tree, these are only the data structures, but not the array list and hash map, correct? That is a general human thinking. No, see, linked list is what it is doing. It is implementing a list interface, and you are calling it as a data structure. Array list is also doing the same thing, correct? Array list is also implementing a list interface, and it is also storing the data. But the way it is storing the data is different from linked list, correct? Whenever you're calling a linked list is a data structure, why can't you call the array list is a data structure, correct? Anything that you are storing the data is a data structure, guys. Okay. So, but so we have one vision of putting that tree, graph, linked list, tag, queue. These are only the data structures and remaining not. No, that because no one has explained these topics. All these topics are under part of a collection framework only. If you look at a queue, linked blocking queue, array blocking queue, these are the classes. What is a queue? It's an interface. And what is a parent for a queue interface? Collection interface only, correct? That means the queue is also comes under a collection framework only. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was neglected in our colleges, in our generally we don't use this in the regular projects, and we don't. Someone who you have joined the earlier batches or in any other organization or any other institute, they did not taught about all of this, correct? So that's the problem, you missed it. But general data structure means anything you prepare something, you know how the data is getting stored, how you are retrieving it. After you retrieving, you want to store it in position. So you can use custom data structure or predefined data structure, everything. So where you are storing the data, that is called as a data structure. Okay. So this is a very good example, guys. So this can be replaced with anything. Like if you are able to write for this, you can think of any other scenario also. There may be different scenarios. Okay. You can think of that also. Just try this. Tomorrow we will try, like I will be writing this code. You will understand further better. And then we'll look at some hacker rank questions on the linked list. And next we'll move on to the stack. And whenever we are moving on to the stack, so the next tomorrow there is no class and Sunday is holiday. Sunday I'm keeping a class for all the late joiners. I'll put a message in the class WhatsApp about the timing. Okay, maybe around 8 a.m. I'll take the class 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. like that. I'll let you know the timing in the WhatsApp group. And one thing, by the time when you come on Monday, please revise custom array list, custom linked list. How did we write the custom array list? Because after explaining the stack, I have to implement a stack. Stack is something which follows the last in, first out. any data structure that you prepare which follows the last in first out is called as a stack. Now, in order to implement a stack, I can implement a stack using an array. I can implement a stack using a linked list. I can implement a stack using a queue also. So in order to do this, whatever you understand, whatever you know linked list, whatever you know custom array list, please do recap of those sessions and then come back on Monday. Okay, any questions on the homework for today? I'll put it in words in the, maybe after an hour or something. I'll put this example in a words. Just look at that and then write the code. Okay. Yeah. So in order, see, now we do not have a data, but what can you do? Can you create a, I am creating employee objects like that. You can create a personal object. See, personal information, if you're creating a class, then you create a constructor and then you pass the hard code the data for each person, right? Educational information also you can hard code. Prior experience also you can hard code. The same records you can add it for 10 people and then create a data structure. Okay. So if no question, that's all for today, guys. Yeah. So thank you all. Thanks for joining class. Next class is on Monday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.